Welcome to the Tonya Hofmann's fabulous TV show. I'm your host, Tonya, and as always, we have an incredible, amazing guest star today, Ms. Amber Griffiths. Hey, Amber.
Hello there.
So Amber is going to blow you away. So remember, if you're on the roller coaster ride, strap yourself in because she is amazing and so exciting. So in a minute, we'll raise our hands and just go zoom in. For right now, I want to remind you that you need to go out and change the world from the front of the room. We want you to go out there and change some lives, and it helps you as well, especially if you have a business. So look at Public Speakers with an S, Association, all spelled out.com, and check us out. We'd love to have you as a member, and mention in the coupon code, if you'd like to join, TV half off, and you get half off of membership. So TV half off. Okay, let's go back over to Amber. So Amber, tell me what's going on with you. What's fabulous in your world?
Oh my goodness, everything is fabulous in my world, Tonya. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I spend most of my day branding, and I get to work with clients and help them make more money and have more joy. And whether it's coaching or speaking, or I'm writing a book, which makes me really happy, but it's all geared toward that you're in business. Let's have fun doing it. Let's make money doing it. And branding for me is that key.
Nice. So I'm sure there's like one thing that drives you crazy when people think of branding that it's really not.
There is. Oh my word. When someone comes and says, oh, I have a brand, I have my logo, I don't know if I should slap them or hug them. Maybe a combination of the two. It's
Right.
such a misinformation that once you have your logo, like the logo is the all-important thing in your brand. And it's just not. Your brand is everything you say, everything you do to create and build them and nurture that relationship you have with your ideal client. And a logo, that's a lot of pressure on one little icon. For you have to have all these moving pieces for your brand to actually work and do what it's supposed to do.
Thank you, because it drives me nuts, and because I get it too, or like, oh, I don't need to talk to her because, I've got a logo and, I got my colors. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I got my font. I found a really cool font.
yeah, I'm like, what?
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
if you're a micropreneur, if you're a speaker, a coach, someone that, your business is you, your brand is really your personality and who you are, right?
Oh, it absolutely is. It's the way you do everything. It's the tone. I talk to people. I'm like, well, talk to me about your voice. I'm like, I don't speak. Like, no. Are you formal? Are you authoritative? Are you the expert next door? Are you personable? How do you speak to people? How do they feel when you speak to them? That's branding, people. It's all of it.
Yeah, I know people think that, if they are trying to hit corporate, they suddenly need to talk like this and have everything very, and you're like, then when you show up, you're going to show up unauthentic. And I think it's the authentic that people want nowadays.
Absolutely. I understand that. When I first started my business, it's been more than 11 years ago. I was coming from corporate. And so if you look at my logo 11 years ago, it's very hard lines and very deep, deep blues. And it was very cold. And it was what I was at the time. But as I got more clear about what I really wanted to do and who I really wanted to work with, I'm like, okay, we must have color. We must have shapes. We must have pizzazz. And it really is more me. And so when I show up, they're like, oh, yep, that makes total sense. Here you are. Makes total sense.
Right. Because so many times people have this, and I'm sure there is still arenas where they expect the dark blue and the, tie and everything. But a lot of it is about they want some unique viewpoints. They're all tired of what they've been hearing for the last 40 years. So when you come up with this fresh breath of happiness and, amazingness, I think they even for corporate want to listen to you.
I think so. Again, because it's authentic and because it's really who you are, I think that it's like this actual air just coming in and going, everything's lighter, everything's more fun. It doesn't have to be so serious just because we're in corporate and we're making, our $1 million budget doesn't mean we have to be stiff and not fun. So I really do think it's more, but then again, on the other side of that though, Tonya, if you are not a joyful, bubbly person, don't pretend like you're a joyful, bubbly person because that's a hard act to keep up if it's not really you.
Yeah, people think they have to be somebody. and when they are so perfect as themselves. And I had a hard time with that. You know, I thought I had to be someone else, one of these other speakers. I had a friend that was an amazing speaker, and she was a wordsmith. And I'm like, I couldn't keep up with that. I've got a speech impediment. I can't even say the words that she uses, you know?
But I'm sure you found your space and went, oh, this is Tonya, this is me. Everything flows more easily. I've done that before when I go to events, and I think they all are very calm when they speak. They slow down. I'm like, that's just not how I talk. That's not me. This is not how And every time I get up, I think, today I will be calm. And today I will be, and I thought, no, because then they're going to say, who are you on stage? I talked to you 2 minutes ago, and you walked on stage and you suddenly developed this persona that's just completely disconnected. So no, this is me. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I think too, this is coming probably side note, you know, I always like to kind of go off subject, but I was at an event last night. That's why I'm like, you know, tired today. And it was a speaking event, and they had some, you know, kind of people could jump up and do a quick little 5-minute, you know, pre-impromptu type of thing. And the lady that I was with was just like, Tonya, you go do that. You do that, right? And I didn't. And so afterwards, the people who were putting on the event, they came over and they're like, wow, I just assumed you would just jump up. I'm like, it's not my show. These are the people that we need to hear from. As you can hear from me anytime. So it's also about knowing your brand, that you're not going to be the one who's the diva and needs to be seen every hour, right?
Yeah. If that's you, own it and live it. But if it's not you, don't envy that. Don't try to fake that. Don't try to be that. Just accept who you are. Because like you said, I mean, if you got up there and were showboating, they'd be like, well, we like to hear Tonya speak, but that's not who she really is. There would be no benefit to anyone in the room.
Yeah. And you just need to know when the limelight could be on you and when it doesn't need to be on you.
Yes.
So when you look at someone's brand, do you look at kind of what is like, is there like a checklist of things that you're like, okay, let's see?
I always start with their vision and their voice. I want to make sure they know what they're trying to create in the world. I mean, how do you measure success? How do you know that you've arrived and can really appreciate what you've done if you don't know where you're going, right? And then we talk about your voice. What are your goals? What do you find important? And then we move on to your ideal client, because your brand starts with that foundation of who you are, what you offer, and who you serve. And as long as everything starts from that and it's authentic and real, the rest of it really just builds on itself, and it can flow and grow and evolve with you and your business.
Yeah. So I know that, you know, for most people that are just kind of getting started, branding seems like it's always kind of the last. Either they focus on the logo because they think in their mind, what do they need to be in business? And they think business card, logo, you know. Right. But I think even the photo of yourself and having it on your business card, you know, like I picked up this, you know, lady's information, has a cute little picture on it. I will remember who she is. So sometimes it has nothing to do with the business, it's you.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, like you said, especially as you get started, you don't have 20 years of reputation to help. You just have that connection. It's part of why when you craft your message, don't be robotic. Don't just, here's my 10 words that I memorized, you know, very robotic. There's no connection there. You're too busy counting words in your head. But it's that connection. And if your face is on there, then they're like, oh, that's right. I remember that smile. I remember that hairdo. I remember that wink. I remember that hug. It's in the last 20 years, there's way too much of, well, it's just a business card. You know, as much as you know you have to have one, I don't think people realize how important they are, because they are still a part of your brand. And especially in the world of referrals, which so many small businesses, even large businesses, they base so much of their business on referral. If somebody just hands you a business card, if there's no face, there's no connection. There's no sweet smile smiling back at you going, call me, hire me, work with me, I'm wonderful. And so I really do think that, and again, not a glamour shot, your face must be your face. If it's been 10 years since you've had a photo shoot, go get a new photo taken and get it on your card. Absolutely. I love that.
I get my picture taken about every 6 months, and people are like,
oh,
what?
Wow.
I know.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, because I actually look older every 6 months, and it freshens up. It gives you a whole opportunity to hit social media and change all the
Oh, yeah.
pictures, and and people are like, yeah, but I just did all my banners, as if you're going to do a banner one time. Come on, people,
That's
you
true.
have to think, you gotta.
Has your message not changed? Has your business model not at least slightly twisted a little bit?
Right.
I like the idea. I don't know if I could handle 6 months. That's a to-do. Like, that's a mental commitment to 6 months. But I know that my pictures are probably a year and a half old, and I can see it. Like, already I'm like, yep, I need to get back in there. Yep.
Yeah. Good, because I was going to say you need to do that. No.
Yes, I do. It's been a while.
Yeah, because there's so many times that I'm like, wow, if I had this kind of a shot for my website, like one time I wanted to be pointing, that way I could say, buy this, or, or on this, my cell phone, call me, so I tried to think of different other shots that have props and things that I can use along the
Yeah.
websites. So it's just fun.
Well, and again, that gives you an opportunity to show your personality. It's not just your mug. I'm fun. This is what I do. I work with props. I have a little bit of motion and animation in what I do. So I think that just shows your personality more. And it's a still shot photo, but it expresses so much more than that.
And I try to get people to think through, when I have my book, I've got a picture of me loving on my book, and so I've got it on my website. So I get so many people that are like, oh, I just love your personality. They have never met me, but they feel me in my website, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what most people are missing. You go to their website, you don't even see a picture of them. You're like, who is this? And then, buried in the who is me, is a little teeny tiny old picture.
Oh, yes, blurry.
Yeah. Or they put it against the wall. You're like,
it really is a mugshot. It's from, the precinct. Yes, there we go. I think part of it, that's part of that first step too, is there really are people who don't want to be seen. And as a speaker, I've been on stage for as long as I can remember, and I don't quite understand that. What do you mean you don't want to be in the spotlight? What do you mean you don't want to be seen and speak and be heard? But there are people who get so uncomfortable with who they are because they look at their competition and they're like, well, that's not me. I can't do that. I'm not as good as that. And first of all, nonsense. Yes, huh? And secondly, just that's part of that claim your voice is get super excited about who you really are and what you offer. You don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. And you are more confident saying, yep, absolutely. I am here. I must be seen. My vision is important. What I'm creating it matters. And I think that just up levels their confidence quite a bit. And that leads to fabulous photos every 6 months.
Yep, exactly. I totally agree. So tell us, do you have a way to connect with you or something you'd like to offer us today?
I absolutely do. One of the things I love to do is to offer a complimentary, I call it a discovery duet. It's me and you one-on-one. We're going to dig into your brand a little bit, see what's challenging you. If your marketing's not working right, if you're working with people that aren't fabulous, it probably comes back to a branding issue. So you can actually go to my website, which is yourbrandbydesign.com/duet, DUET. It takes you right to my calendar. You can snack a spot that works with your schedule, and you and I will have a great conversation.
Awesome. So definitely everyone just go do that right now because Amber is so incredible. And we're so excited that she's going to be an MC for the Public Speakers Conference in London, England.
Yay! Yes. Call me. We will chat. We will always have fun. You will get stuff out of it, but we will laugh a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Don't call either of us if you don't like to laugh. That just doesn't work.
That's true. No. It will be a very short, painful conversation.
I have had those very painful conversations. I even had this guy yell at me. He's like, would you stop laughing? And I'm like, oh yeah, dude, you're not going to be good for, or anything.
Yeah. Way to acknowledge who your ideal client is not.
Exactly. So, all right, everyone, connect with Amber. She's obviously someone that you need to also book for your shows, your events. That's why I've got her as my MC and speaking at my conference. So she's just amazing and knows her stuff and just is adorable. So thank you, Amber, for being on today. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Tonya. It's been an absolute pleasure.
All right, everybody. Remember, we want you to come to the conference in London. So go check it out. You can find everything on Public Speakers with an S, association.com. And don't forget to put in TV half off for that half off special. All right, everyone. Thank yous. Bye.